What do you do for a living? Chances are you've heard this line while scrolling through your social media feeds, followed by someone standing next to a luxury car or yacht, revealing their unexpected success story. This simple question has become the signature opener for one of the fastest-growing media empires on social platforms today. Behind this seemingly straightforward approach is 25-year-old James Dumoulin, founder of School of Hard Knocks, who transformed a simple interview format into a digital empire with over 15 million followers and $600,000 in monthly revenue. But here's what most people don't realize. Just 3 years ago, James was a college student with only a couple $1,000s to his name from working at a Chick-fil-A. The path to building his empire wasn't a straight line. It involves countless rejections, strategic pivots, and moments of doubt that could have derailed everything. This is the incredible story of James Dumoulin and how a college student with a microphone and a vision transformed into one of the most influential content creators in the business space. James Dumoulin was born in the Washington, D.C. area, but spent 4 years of his childhood in South Korea, where his father ran one of the largest overseas military bases in the world. Growing up watching his father lead tens of thousands of people instilled in James the discipline and leadership mindset that would later fuel his entrepreneurial journey. When James moved back to the D.C. area at age 10, he was surrounded by a culture focused on government jobs, politics, and defense contracting. But James had different ambitions. Unlike his peers who were planning careers in government or established institutions, James was drawn to the emerging world of digital entrepreneurship. In 2019, when TikTok was just starting to gain popularity in the US, most people dismissed it as the dancing app, a platform for teenagers to post silly videos. But where others saw frivolity, James saw opportunity. He noticed young creators monetizing their content and building audiences that translated into real income. While still in high school, James began building his personal brand on TikTok. Within a year and a half, his account had grown to an impressive 850,000 followers. His content focused on personal development, self-improvement, fitness, and relationship advice, topics that resonated with young audiences searching for guidance. But despite this early success, James wasn't fully satisfied with the direction of his content. He wanted to create something with more impact, something that could truly change lives. The first seeds of School of Hard Knocks were being planted, though James didn't know it yet. After graduating high school during the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, James moved to Austin, Texas to attend the University of Texas. There, he reconnected with his brother Jack and childhood friend Josh Smith, who shared his entrepreneurial mindset. The three were united by their desire to break away from traditional career paths. Together, they recognized the massive opportunity in the creator economy, which was projected to become a $750 billion industry within 5 years. In spring 2021, they decided to collaborate on a media venture that would focus on business content. This was the official birth of the School of Hard Knocks. Initially, the channel featured James, his brother Jack, and their friend Josh sharing business advice and insights. Using James's experience in growing short-form content, they quickly built an audience of 25,000 followers. But a critical realization would transform their approach completely. They discovered their biggest limitation, that most people don't care about hearing business advice from 3 young, 20-year-old kids. This moment of honest self-assessment led to their first major pivot. Instead of being the experts themselves, they would become the conduits for real expertise. They would find successful business leaders across various industries, people who had built 8, 9, and 10-figure companies, and translate their wisdom to younger audiences in an entertaining format. This pivot proved to be transformative, and What Do You Do for a Living was born. By late 2021, the School of Hard Knocks was growing rapidly. Their strategy of approaching successful individuals for impromptu street interviews created raw, authentic content that stood out in the crowded business content space. James and his team were relentless in their pursuit of quality interviews. They would approach people in expensive cars, on yachts, or in financial districts, often facing multiple rejections before landing compelling conversations. They traveled to different cities, hustled on the streets for hours, and never took no for an answer. There were times when you'll go 10, 15 rejections in a row. That's the most discouraging thing in the world, James admits in a podcast. Their approach wasn't just about quantity. James developed a knack for asking questions that drew out meaningful insights. Rather than sticking to a script, he would build on each answer to dig deeper, creating conversations that revealed genuine wisdom rather than rehearsed talking points. This methodology was fruitful. Their first interview video garnered 100,000 views despite having only 25,000 followers, a clear signal they had found their winning formula. This was further validated when their first storytelling-focused YouTube video reached 600,000 views. Behind the scenes, James was implementing a disciplined approach to content creation. The team posted 3 to 4 pieces of content daily across platforms, never missing a day regardless of circumstances. They analyzed their data meticulously, doubling down on formats that performed well and constantly innovating to stay ahead of competitors. This consistency gave them more at-bats with the algorithm. As James explains it, someone posting once a day gets 7 chances a week for the algorithm to favor their content, while posting 3 times daily creates 21 opportunities, tripling their chances of going viral. By 2022, the School of Hard Knocks had expanded to multiple platforms: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, with a clear understanding of how to optimize content for each. Rather than treating them as separate channels, James recognized the similarities in what drove engagement across platforms: watch time and completion rate. The growth continued rapidly through 2022 and 2023. What began as a college side project had evolved into a full-fledged media company with millions of followers across all platforms. By 2024, the School of Hard Knocks had amassed over 4 million followers and generated billions of views. But the team didn't stop at content creation. Recognizing the full potential of their platform, they implemented what James calls vertical integration, building multiple revenue streams from their existing audience rather than diversifying into unrelated ventures. This approach led to the development of a multifaceted business model. The company now generates revenue through brand partnerships and sponsorships, a marketing agency managing social media for high-profile clients they've interviewed, ad revenue across all platforms, and the School of Mentors, a paid community where members get access to live calls with successful entrepreneurs. This community alone has grown to 4,300 members, each paying $49 a month, generating over $210,000 monthly from this single revenue stream. This diversification proved remarkably successful. By 2025, the company is generating over $600,000 in monthly revenue, with more than $500,000 of that being profit. And it's worth noting that the School of Mentors membership is just one piece of the revenue puzzle. Throughout this journey, James developed core principles that guided their growth. He emphasizes the importance of making better content rather than blaming algorithms for poor performance. He advises creators to study viral videos in their niche, implement scroll-stopping hooks in the first 3 to 5 seconds, and focus on 3 key elements: storytelling, value, and entertainment. James also strongly advocates for protecting brand equity at all costs. The team has declined numerous potentially lucrative deals that didn't align with their mission, recognizing that their brand is their most valuable asset. Our number one priority at Hard Knocks is to never dilute the brand equity. That brand comes before everything else, James insists. We've missed out on tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars to sell various products or people's courses because it didn't align with our brand. Looking ahead, James continues to expand the empire. The School of Mentors community now connects thousands of members with the billionaires and successful entrepreneurs featured in their content. Weekly live calls allow members to receive direct mentorship from figures they could otherwise never access. From a college student with a few $1,000s to his name, to the founder of a multi-million-dollar media company before the age of 25, James Dumoulin's story embodies the very principles he now shares through his content: relentless action, smart pivots, and a long-term vision. When asked to distill the most important lesson from interviewing over 1,000 millionaires and billionaires, James shares, "The most valuable piece of real estate is in graveyards, because there are billion-dollar ideas sitting in the ground from people that never took action." The School of Hard Knocks stands as proof that James Dumoulin isn't waiting to act on his ideas. With over 15 million followers and continued expansion plans, his digital empire shows no signs of slowing down. But what do you think of James's approach to building a content empire? Do you think his strategy of leveraging other people's expertise was genius? Or would you prefer content creators who are experts themselves? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video eye-opening, smash that like button and subscribe for more exciting business content.